All right, I'll start afresh. Okay, I'll start afresh because I've not said some few things. Hello, and how are you? My name is Muhindo, and I welcome you to our 29th video of mastering Flutter user interfaces. In our today's video, we are going to proceed from where we stopped at in the previous lecture, and today we are going to see how we can create different clones of different chat systems. So in what we're going to do today, let me first make sure that our counter is counting, because we always do 40 minutes. Okay, let me start our counter. So it has started counting. So in what we're going to do today, we're going to design a very interesting thing. We're going to design the chatting systems, or the clones of existing chatting system. So we're going to design a Telegram user interface of how, okay, just we're going to design an interface for a Telegram chatting system, or a clone of a Telegram chatting system. So this is what we're going to do. By the end of this video, we should be able to achieve this. We shall also go ahead and design the WhatsApp chatting system, or the UI for a WhatsApp chatting system. Then we shall, you see, so we'll be able to send a message like this one, and then we'll populate a reply like that. We'll also go ahead and design a Facebook Messenger chatting system like this one. Okay, so by the end of this video, we should be able to achieve something like this. We shall also go ahead and design a BlackBerry Messenger chatting system, or a user interface for BlackBerry Messenger, or a clone for a BlackBerry Messenger. So you can use this chatting system, of course, for the experience, and also maybe in your applications in future. When you want to make an application that has a chatting system, you can as well code it on your own. So with that much said, we're going to go straight into our today's business and begin by creating a Telegram user interface, or a chatting system clone for for a Telegram's app. So let's go ahead and begin by running our application. So I'll come to the application that we always use to practice with, and then run it. All right, so after doing that, as the application is compiling, I'm going to create a new section where we're going to put the chats. So I'll come here to the screen and create new directory that I'm going to call chats. Okay. So in this directory, I'm going to begin by putting the Telegram chat. Okay. So, but before we go into that, let's go ahead and okay, let us create a Telegram chat. Okay. So right click here, and then come and say new file, and then we're going to say Telegram screen.dat, like this. Okay, so here we're going to create a stateful widget for the Telegram screen. So I just simply say stateful widget, and then I say Telegram screen. Then I go ahead and remove this. Then I import the material library or package. Okay, so everything is there. So we're going to link this Telegram screen with our main route. So someone should be able to click on Telegram screen, and then they go there. So we shall come to our menu route, which is there, this file, and then we're going to duplicate this one, and then put here Telegram screen, and then here put here Telegram. Okay, so I'll go ahead and import this screen. Okay, so on top there, I'm going to create another section that I'm going to call chats. Okay, like this, chat. All right, so in there, I'm going to get this Telegram, and then we're going to put it here as chat. Okay, so under chat, you'll have Telegram. So you can put here maybe a relevant icon of chat, like this. All right, so we have Telegram. So if someone clicks here, you should be taken to this fresh screen that you've created for Telegram. So if I click here, I'm taken to the screen of what? Of Telegram here. So it is a black screen, there is nothing right now. Okay, so we're going to begin step by step and see how we are going to design a Telegram screen. Good. So let me come to my code because I already created it, and then we'll start straight away the journey. Alright, so the first thing we're going to begin of course by returning the scaffold. So I'll come here, come to Telegram screen, this one here. I remove the placeholder and return the scaffold. And then when I save like that, everything should be white. Alright, so after returning the scaffold, the next thing I'm going to begin by adding the background of the Telegram. Okay, this background color of Telegram. So I'll come here in our scaffold, we'll put the background color of the Telegram, and I save. So I'll have that beautiful color of of Telegram that you're seeing there. Then after doing that, then we're going to add our up bar here on top. Okay, so I'll go ahead and say up bar. So I'll come here and give this scaffold an up bar and open and close. Then we'll have that beautiful white in the background. Then this up bar, we are going to give it a background color of this. Okay, so you can just pause the video and copy these colors of Telegram. So I'll come and give this up bar the background color of Telegram. Then we'll have that kind of user interface like that. Then after doing that, we're going to make these icons to look white. Okay, so to make those icons look white, you have to pass the system overlay. Okay, so go ahead and say system overlay, and then we pass that color. Okay, make them light and then pass that color. So by doing like that, you'll have that color. Let me first disable Copilot. Okay, so I've made the background, the colors to be light, and also the background to be having that background color of Telegram. All right, so after doing that, let us go to another step. So I've changed the color of Telegram. So the next thing, we're going to put the title. So in that title, it is all going to have this picture and also the name of the person, and also telling whether they are online. So let's go ahead and give the title to this scaffold, and then in the title we are going to pass a row. Okay, so we shall go ahead and pass the row. Then this row is going to have children. Okay, it's going to have children, so we're going to have children, and then the first child of this row is going to be this picture, the one that you're seeing here. So I'll just simply come and copy this circular picture. So from the project that I gave you, the project that you begin with, it will automatically add the picture because it comes with it. So that project, you go ahead and import this picture, and then you put it in this circle image. Okay, and then give it a size of 40. So by doing like that, you'll have our picture there, the one that you can see here. Let me zoom in so you can see it clearly. You can, by the way, zoom in controls. All right, I hope you can see that. So that's what you have been able to achieve right now. Okay, this one here. Okay, so I've been able to achieve this. All right, so after putting that picture, so the next thing that we're going to do, we are going to put now the width that's going to separate that picture from this. Okay, so we'll go ahead and put the width of 15. So I'll come next to this picture, and then in this same row, and I put the width of 15. When I save, it's going to have that space that's going to spread the content with the width. Then after, I'm going to go ahead and put the container that is going to have a column, and that column will have the name of a person who you're chatting with, and then the status, whether they're online or not. So let's go ahead and do that. So let's go ahead and put the column. So go ahead and say column. Okay, and then it's going to begin by having the cross alignment of start. Okay, so come here and put cross alignment of this column to be start. All right, so this column is going to have children. Okay, so the children of this column are going to be the text. Okay, so I'm going to begin by putting there the text that's going to have the color of white. So I'm going to come here and give the first style of this column on top here and give it a text, and then I style it like this. So it is a text which has the style and the color of white. It's just simply a text with that size and then the color of what? Of white. So when I save, I'll have that name there like that. Okay. Then after doing that, the next thing that we're going to do, we're going to add the name, the status. Since it's a column, we're going to add the status below it, which is going to be online. So it is the same column, I'm going to just add the status. So just go ahead and give a container which has height of 2, so it can separate that status from the name. And then after, we go ahead and put the status of what? Of online. It is nothing but a what? But a white text. So you can pause the video and you see how I've created that what? That white text. Or you can as well design your own and then make it a white text with a gray of 10. So when you save, you'll have that beautiful thing of online. Alright, so after doing that, now the next thing that we're going to do is now to add this icon of what? Of more. So that icon of more, as I told you, it is always in actions. Okay, so I'll go ahead and create actions. So I come here and put actions. So I'll get out of the up bar here. I'll get out of the up bar. Okay, this is the up bar. So I can collapse this title. Let me collapse it. So I come back again to the up bar and give what you call actions. So action will take an array of widgets. So what we want to do right now is to put this here what? An icon. Okay, the menu icon. So I'll just simply come and say pop-up menu, this one here, pop-up menu, and then we give it a few things. We give it the onSelected. OnSelected is just a method, so you can leave it like that. And then you also give it a what? The item menu builder. So you can pause the video and look at this item menu builder. And then I come here and put item menu builder. So if I save, I'll have that icon here. So if I want this icon to be white, I can just simply come here and I give what you call icon color and I make it white. Then I'll have a white what? A white icon like that. So I've finished adding this and this and this. So the next thing we're going to do, we're going to change this arrow. So we'll come to that arrow, and you know it is always what you call leading. Okay, so you'll come here and give what you call leading parameter. So this leading, you can go ahead and pass the arrow, and then also as well as you can color this arrow by giving it what we call color and make it white. So when you save like this, you'll have such a beautiful interface, okay, over an app bar. All right, so let me zoom out so we can go back to the normal. Okay, so I hope we're together. So after doing that, now we are going to face now the what? The body. So I finished the app bar. So the body is going to be just a simple container that is going to have a column of which it will be divided into 3. One is the adapter, and then another one is the chatting, the bottom thing which has the chatting field. Okay, so let's go ahead and put the body. So we can collapse the the app bar, and then go ahead and give what we call the body, and then pass the container like that. So this container, we're going to give it width of infinity and height of infinity. So by doing like this, we are going to now to do what? To go ahead and give now the expanded. So in this expanded is we're going to have the adapter that will have the what? That will have the content. Okay, but before we design the adapter, let us go ahead and design these bottom things, and then I don't know, should we begin with the adapter? Okay, let's begin with the adapter, and then we'll finish by these ones that are remaining down. So now let us face and start doing the adapter. So we're going to come here and say expanded. So we're going to say expanded in this column. So it's going to have children, and then the first child is going to be expanded. Okay, it's going to have a column, this container, and then it's going to have children. So the first child is going to be expanded. Okay, and then this expanded is going to have, of course, a child, and this child is going to be now the adapter, our adapter of the chatting system. Okay, so go ahead and put that adapter there. Now I've not created this variable of adapter, so that's where now the whole business begins from. Okay, so we're going to create the variable of adapter and see what it takes to do it. Okay, so if you come here, you'll find we have what we call an adapter. So this adapter is a Telegram chat adapter. The one that is a class of a Telegram chat adapter, or the one that we're going to create right now. So you can call it that, you can call it any name, but this is just nothing but what? But the name of the variable. So let's go ahead and create that adapter. So let us begin by creating. Okay, let's go ahead and create the adapter. So I'll come here on top, here in this class, and I say Telegram adapter. So it is not there yet. So it is just the class that exists, does not exist for now. Okay, but we're going to design it. We're going to create it. Okay, so I don't know where even to begin from. We're going to have messages. Okay, we're going to initialize this. Okay, we're going to have the messages. So these messages is going to be the content that we're going to be displaying in the system. Okay, so let us go ahead and create a list of what? Of messages. So this messages is a class that I shared with you in your project. Okay, it's nothing but what? But a class. So I will go ahead and import it. So you can go ahead and even create this class. Let me press Ctrl and I click on it. So it is nothing but a class which has an integer of an ID and a string and content, and then a boolean of whether it is a message from me or not, and then it has a whether it should show time or not. So after we have the first construct of this class, which is having the integer and then the string, the content, and then where the message is from me, and also the date of the message, and then you initialize them like this. And then it has also another constructor called .time. So this .time, message.time, is going to take these parameters. So for it, you take the ID, the content, and then the show time, and then the data. So that is our message our message model class. You can go ahead and create that model. Just pause the video and create something like this. So after saving that, let me go back now to my Telegram. Okay. So for the items or the message that we're going to display. Now, after creating the message we're going to display, the next thing is to create the toggle button, the toggle interface. I mean the toggle controller, the one that will be showing whether we should show send or not. Okay, so it can be just a boolean. It will be helping us to decide whether you should show send button or not. We create that one. After creating that one, the next thing we're going to do is okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is so I've created these four variables. So the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to create a text controller. Okay, this text controller can come to it later. Alright, so the next thing we're going to do is now to initialize the chatting system. Okay, so to initialize the chatting system is just simply come to this init state, and then we start adding the items. Okay, the items, but this one we can do it later. All right, we can do this one later. Let us do this one later. All right, so now we have the chat Telegram here that has not been initialized. So we're going to initialize this adapter. You know, it is still, we use the late initializer. So let's go ahead and initialize this adapter. So to initialize this adapter is we can initialize it in the build, so it can always be refreshed at time. So I'll come here in the build, inside this build, and then I initialize the adapter, that's going to connect the Telegram with our content. So it's going to be a class of telegram adapter, the one that we have not created, but we're going to create it. It will take the context, it will take the items, the item already there, and then it will take the what? It will take the on-click listener. So when someone clicks on an item, what do you want to do? So you can do that. So let's go ahead and create the on-click method or function that will pass to this telegram adapter. So it's going to be just our simple simple method. Okay, so that's a simple method called onClick that will give an index and then the object that someone has clicked on. Alright, so by doing like this means that we have finished initializing the adapter. Now let us go ahead and design now the adapter itself. Okay, let us go ahead and design the adapter itself. However, let us first add just some messages so that we should okay, I don't know, let us begin by adding the messages that we should design while we are adding while we have some messages to look at. So to add some messages, I'm going to use this initializer to do what? To have the messages added to it. Okay, I'll explain how these messages mean. Okay, so I'll come here to init and we override the init state. Okay, like that, and then after overriding init state, so after super.date we paste these lines. So it is just items.add. So we are adding some messages in this items. Okay, so the first message is this one. We are using the construct of times of message.time, and then it is taking the length, the length of the message, and then takes the first message, which can be high, and then takes the false, and then takes the length of message if it's not equal to 0, and then after we import the time formatter from tools. So we don't have this time formatter from tools, but I'm going to show you how we can design it. And then here we format the time to be in mils poch. All right, so this is nothing but just a conversion of the current time. You can pause the video and look at it here. Okay, so let us create this get formatted time event. Okay, so I'm going to create that one. So it is just this method. Let me copy it and I put it here in front, so you can just look at it. I'll put it here in this class so we don't find it in an external place. So it is just get formatted time, and then we put it get formatted time, and then we do it, and then we implement it like this. So for it will be getting a time stamp, and it converts it into what? Into a formatted time. So let us call this method here instead of calling it on tools. So you can remove tools and call it directly because it's now in the same class. So in simple terms, it is just receiving the current timestamp, and then it converts it into what? Into the readable time that someone can understand simply. Then this one is getting the what? The width of the message, which is a percentage of 5 if it's got 10, and then we do what? We return the value whether it is true or not. All right, so that is our first message that will show up in the chat. And then this is the second message that will be like replying the previous one. It is almost the same thing. So you can pause the video and see how I can achieve this. So here we're just adding in the list of what? In the list of items. Okay. So I'll go ahead and save. Now I'm going to open. Okay. I think I can already open. Okay. So after doing that, now we're going to get our Telegram adapter. Okay, I'm going to create a Telegram adapter. So I can copy this and then come here. We have a section of adapters. I think it is here. You see, I'm going to create a new one that I'm going to call a what? Telegram.dat. Telegram adapter.dat. Okay. So after doing that, we're going to create a what? Class. Okay. We're going to create a class. Okay. So this Telegram.dat is going to be an external file. Okay, so let's go ahead and create a class. So we just simply say class and then put Telegram. Okay, and then after open the curly bracket for the class. So after doing that, now the next thing is we are now going to put the constructors that are needed. Okay, so I'll go ahead and do it and import this by pressing Alt and Enter, so it can be imported, that new class that I've just created. So when I import that one, you can see this error has done what? Has reduced. So the error that we're remaining with is the creating now the constructor that is going to be receiving this information. Okay, and also creating the get view that is going to be returning the user interface that I want to display on the screen. So I'll go ahead and open this. Okay, so after opening this adapter, okay, after opening the adapter, the first thing that I'm going to do, I'm going to create our first required. Let me see. So what is required here first is the adapter, the first controller, and also the get view. Okay, those are the two things that are not being seen. Okay, that are required most in this side. So let us begin by the controller. The constructor. Okay, so we're going to have here a list of items that we want to display, and then the building context and the function that we'll be calling when someone clicks on something. Okay, and then the scroll controller. So you can pause the video and create those variables in your chat telegram adapter. Okay, so I can come here and paste them there. So everything is nice so far. Let me import this. So I'll import the messages. Go ahead and import the single scroll. Then after, I'm going to create a constructor that is going to be receiving these items that are not initialized. Okay, so to do that, I'll just simply come here and say contract is taking the content and then the items and then the click. So it means that when someone calls this constructor, it will automatically initialize the items and the on click method and also the context. That's why you see here it was complaining because they were not initialized. But if you do like this, it means that as soon as someone sent the data to this constructor or to this class, it will first begin by initializing those ones. Alright, so after doing that, let's go ahead and now do what is remaining. Okay, the get view. Let us now go ahead and design the get view so we can see if we can start getting things to appear on our screen. Okay, so this get view is the one that is going to be responsible now for generating the user interface that we want to see on the screen. Okay, so we're going to put this method into our class of telegram adapter. So just simply come here and put view, which is going to be promised to return back a widget, and then put get view. So get view is going to return a builder that is going to take the items and also the padding of that, and then the scroll controller, and then the item builder that's going to return now the items depending on the value that are provided in the list. So I can pause the video and look at this. Okay, so come and copy this and then I paste it here. Okay, so after doing that, now the next thing we're going to do is now to build the view, or the view of a single message. So this list is going to be a builder that is going to be getting multiple messages. Okay, so when you come here, I'm going to go ahead and build our view, or the view that we're going to display. So we'll come here outside this widget and then create a widget build list view. Alright, so now here we have to return. So but before I return, I'll first check here something. So we're going to begin by returning what we call a wrap, so it can spend as minimal space as possible. So we're going to begin by adding what we call a wrap. Okay, so come here and say return the wrap. Okay, so after returning the wrap, we're going to go ahead and return whether it is me or not. Okay, so if it is me, we'll do what? We'll have to make this the wrap to go at the end of the column. If it is not me, it will go to the end of the start. Okay, so I'll do that. Come and put in the wrap. Okay, so after doing that, the next thing is now the user interface. So if it is me, what should show? If it's not me, what it should show. Okay, so we'll go ahead and begin by putting our card. Okay, so that's going to be our card here. Okay, so the child of this is going to be what? Card. Okay, so after this card, we're going to give it a border radius of that circular and make it what? 5. Okay, so let's go ahead and design our card. And we give it what? We give it that shape and the circle radius of that. So I'll go ahead and I put the card. Alright, so after doing that, now the next thing is I'm going to go ahead and give the margin. Okay, I give the margin. So I'm going to explain how I give the margins. So I check if it is me, I make my margin to be of this. I can pause the video and see it. If it is not me, I make it to be the other way around. Okay, so I can pause the video and understand how I did this one. Okay, what are the margins? Okay. Now after putting the margin, so the next thing is now to put the padding around the card so it can have some space that the text that is not going to touch the card itself. So I'll go ahead and put padding as the child of that card. And then after putting padding, so we're going to put the padding of symmetric 5, and then we'll have that. Let me see if we still have any error. We don't have any error. So if I save, at least it should be able to auto reload. So if I come back and then I go back to Telegram, I should be able to see the messages. I hope you can see that. Let me zoom. Can you see that? It is there, and there's another one on the other side. This one here. Okay, so you have at least 2 messages there. All right, so after doing that, now let us go ahead and design in that. Then we're going to text is on top of the other. So we're going to have the column and then the text next to the other. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. So I'll go ahead and give here a child. I'm going to have here column. So our first column, our column first is going to have the alignment of end. Okay, so now the first column is going to have the text. Okay, the text that I'm going to display, which is going to be an SMS content. Okay, so you can pause the video and look at it. So this is our first content. So I'll copy that and then I put it there. Okay, so when I do like that, I'll be able to to look at the text. That's beautiful. So you can see we have hi and hello there. Then after putting the text, the next thing I'm going to put a spacer. That's going to space the text from the content. Here. And then after, I go and put the name, the time, okay? So you can pause the video and design the time. So since time is going to have those blue ticks and gray ticks, it's going to be a what? It's going to be a row, and I'm going to explain it. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to put there, a row. So let me explain things that I've put in this row step by step. Okay, let me just first break them down, then I explain them. All right, so since this row, it will have the blue ticks and gray ticks. Since that text will have gray ticks and blue ticks, so what I did, I had to convert it to a row. So the row, it has an alignment of center, and then the main axis to be minimum. Now, it has a text. So this is the text that is bearing now the time itself, which is the date. And then it has the text alignment to the end, okay? And then it has a style, okay? A text style. Now, in this text style, we have, it has a text style, okay? And then this text style, we check if it is me. Remember, we have here a variable called is me to check whether it is you who sent that message. If it is me, you should have this color. Otherwise, it should have a gray of 400. Okay, so if it is me, you should have that green color, and then because we're going to have the background color if the message is not from you. Then if it is the other way around, you can do what? You can try it. So here, after this is the content itself, or the time itself. Then after here we have the icons, okay? So they should show whether the message has been sent or not, something like that. Okay? So we check if the message is done all. If it is me, it should not even show this icon. If it is not me, it should show this double check or the double tick the double tick icon. Because if it is me, I don't need to do what? To know. The message has just come to me, so I don't need to know whether the time is there or not. So that's why I put here. If it is me, you should just show the double ticks. If it is not me, it should not show anything. So if I save, I'll have that one. I hope you can see this. That 9 p.m. which is in green, and then this one which is in gray, and that is so beautiful. Okay, so let us do the finishing. All right. So after putting that, so the next thing, I think that's all about the widget. Okay, so the next thing is just going to get the count, okay, to be 45. So to be the item dot length, which you can put here. Okay, it's called get count, and then we make it to be at length equals to that. Can put at the very last in case someone wants to know how long the items are. All right, so we have successfully designed our adapter. So if you practice, of course, you understand how these adapters work. Okay, so I've designed our adapter. So I'm going to go back and put that bottom information, okay, the bottom information. So let's go back to our normal class, to our normal screen, which is this Telegram, and then the adapter is there. Now, after doing that, now we're going to see how we can put now this bottom messaging icon, this one here. So to do that, I'll just simply come and next to our expand, we had an expand. Okay, so this is our expanded. Next to it, we are going to put now this chatting, okay, the message. Okay, so it's going to be in a container. So after the adapter, we're going to put the container, and then after we are going to put the color of the container to be white, and then the text should be aligned left. Like this. So after doing that, now the next is going to be now putting there the row. So I'll go ahead, because here we need this item to be arranged in the form of a row. Okay, so I'll go ahead and put a row. Time is up, but about to finish. So this container, we're going to have a child, we give it a row, and then after we're going to go ahead and give it the button, our first button here. So it's going to have children, and then here the first thing we're going to give it a the button. So this button is going to have the icon of of emoji, and give it that color. So if I save, I should have something beautiful like this one here. You can see it here in bottom. This one here for emojis. So after doing that, now the next thing we're going to add the extended, so it can spend as maximum space available as possible, and then we put there our text fill in that extended. Okay, so let me do that and explain those things. Okay, so I'll come here and paste. It's going to have an expanded, and this expanded is having a text input, and then we have maximum line 1 and then minimum line 1, and then we have it should support multiple lines, and then when someone clicks on the when the text changes, we keep on doing what? We keep on when the text to go is more than 1, we do what? We make the show button to do what? To be visible. Okay, when the text is what? Is more than 1. You see, when the text is more than 1, we make the show button to be visible. If it's not more than 1 here, the show button will not show, because you cannot send an empty message. Alright, so after doing that, we're going to go ahead and add this icon for the files. Okay, so come here and add the icon for the files. So it's going to be expanded, and then come here and add the icon for the files like this. So I'll have that icon next there. However, we have here the controller that we have to create, the one that's going to be controlling this input. But let me first finish this icon so I can save everything at once. So there's a controller that's going to be controlling the input. So we have to create it also. So I want when someone clicks on this send message, you should call this method of sending message. Let's begin with this controller. So this controller is responsible for what? For converting the text for handling the text in the chat. Alright, so let us go ahead and define this controller. So to define the controller, we'll just simply come to public and then create text controller, and then initialize it to nothing. We just simply come here outside the build, not inside the build, and say text controller or text editor controller equals to this controller. Okay, and then it means that you can now set it, or you can attach it to a certain to a certain view, and then you'll be able to do what? To control it. Okay, so I've attached it to this one, and then you should be able to control this. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and now work on the send message. When someone clicks on send message, what should be done? Okay, so go ahead and create that method. You know it is here, it has not been created, so let me create it. Create method send message. So this method is the one that is going to be responsible for sending messages. So if I save, everything should be alright, but there is no logic of typing something and send. Okay, so when someone clicks here, you should be able to get that data and add it in here and display it. Right, so to do that, we just simply come here and then write this send message. So the first thing we'll do is to collect the message itself, okay, from the controller. So you say this controller .text, it should be able to give us the message. So after doing that, the next thing we say show send. We clear the controller. After collecting the message, you clear the controller. And then you set the send button to not to show, okay, or not to send. Okay, so after doing that, we set state, and then again try to fetch the data from the main adapter. Okay, so we just simply say set state. Alright, so after doing set state, and then we come here and put adapter dot insert single item. This method we already created it, okay? And then you get the item dot count, okay? So you can get the length of item, and then you get the message, and then the message the one that you have collected from the form, and then you get the set it to true if it is coming from you, and then you get the count divided by 5 if it is equal to 0 in order to stop it. And so I've not created the method of inserting item. So let's go ahead and create it in our adapter. So we'll come back to our Telegram adapter and add the method of inserting an item. So it's Telegram adapter. We'll go ahead and add the method of inserting item. Okay. So this method, let me go ahead and copy it, and then I explain it. So this method, what it does, it gets the index or the current length of an item, and then go ahead and insert it into the item. So it sets it to be in that position of the item, and then after it scrolls. So this is how you scroll. You just simply say scroll controller to that list to be able to scroll it, and then say dot position dot scroll marks, and then I put this one, then say duration which you take to scroll, and then I put the animation of curves dot is out. Okay, so that one then I'll be able to to enable the scrolling. So you can pause the video and see how you add this method in your controller. In your adapter. So after doing that, the next thing you're going to do is now to let me remove this thing of tools. Alright, so like this. So I should be able to come here and say hello, and then I say send. It should show hello. You see, that is beautiful. Muhindo, my name is Muhindo. I send. It should be able to show I love your DP, and I send. Click on send. It should be able to show I love your DP. So that is very, very nice. Alright, so after doing that, then we want to generate the reply. Okay, we want to generate the reply. So the logic of generating reply is just a same method, but from the side of the user. Okay, so I'll come here to send message. Sorry. So I'll come here to send message, and next to it I'm going to put generate. We do what? We say adapter.get items, and then we put here the message. Remember the message when you're going to call this method, we're giving it the message that we want to display, and then we say adapter.get count, and then we in here. So here we're saying true, the message is coming from us. Here we say false, the message is not coming from us. And then you say get items, get formatted items, time. So you should convert our time, and then you set state after this delay, or after that delay that I've set here. So this one will be able to generate our reply. So I'll be calling it immediately in this method of sending message. So I'll come and put it here, and then save message. Alright, so I do that and I save. So I'll have when I come here and I say hi, it would delay for 1 second and then it gives me hi as a reply. You see that? That's beautiful. Let me show you. So when I come here and say hi, I'll say my name is Muhindo. When I save to load, and then it come here and give this one. So it, after that delay, I put that and then does that one. So that is very, very nice. That is very, very nice, and that is so beautiful. And that's why I'm going to give you what? I'm going to give you a challenge of doing the remaining user interface. It's exactly the same logic. Using same adapter, just duplicate the adapter. Make sure first of all you do this what I've just done right now and achieve it. Then you're going to challenge yourself and give yourself the final project, because these are the final videos in mastering user interfaces. So I want you to give yourself a challenge and design Twitter, I mean, sorry, not Twitter, and design it, and design what? And design WhatsApp user interface. Okay, so you see it is exactly the same, only that you'll have to put the colors of WhatsApp and everything is almost the same. Just put the colors of WhatsApp and then also go ahead and change this one. You see that typing message, instead of having it as a flat thing like the way it is here, I want you to use the skill that I've taught you to make it be like this. Okay, to make it be like this. So challenge yourself and then put this recording button. It might not work, but put that recording button. So let's take that one as your final project. So if you finish it, you can inbox me what you are able to do, and then I'll know that maybe, yeah, you did something. So go ahead and design this WhatsApp interface using the same things, and also go ahead and design maybe the BlackBerry Messenger, but you just change a few things, and from that practicing, it's when you'll be able to do what? To master and say that, yes, I understood these things. And also go ahead and design maybe the Facebook interface. You see, exactly the same thing, but only in this bottom it is changing, of which you can also be able to do what? To think very creatively and be able to achieve. So please go ahead and challenge yourself, because I don't want to spoon feed you everything. I've shown you how we do Telegram, so challenge yourself and do for WhatsApp. Pause the video and do for WhatsApp, and then do also for Facebook as your final project for this course, because this is a last video for mastering Flutter interfaces. So I want you to do two, either this or Facebook or WhatsApp. It's the same logic, but only changing a few things in the interface. So all right, that's it for our today's lecture. I wanted us to look at let me see, I wanted us to look at other widgets. This about us. All right, this one, I want us to design these things. So maybe let us just go and stop this video, and then we start immediately and do these ones, and then we call it course. All right, so there's no break. Let me just stop the video and then we start again and do these ones. But at this moment, I've left you with this challenge. Do it as your final project. Design the WhatsApp user interface, and also design the BlackBerry Messenger user interface, and also the Facebook user interface, basing on what I have done, on what I've told you, or on what I've taught you. Please challenge yourself and show me that you are not sleeping, or you've learned something, and do this for your own self. All right, let's begin another session. This time there's no break. Let's begin another session. I'll stop this video and begin another session straight away. I hope I've been recording. Okay, I'll begin another session. Let me just drink on water, and I'll begin another session right now. Hello and how are you? My name is Muhindo and I welcome you to our final session, or the final lecture, or the last lecture on mastering Flutter user interface. It has been quite a long journey, but I believe if we've been following and practicing, I believe you've learned a lot of things. As you know, we always do 40 minutes, so I'll start our timer. Today we are going to see, in the previous lecture we were able to do the clones for WhatsApp and clone for Messenger and clone for BlackBerry. In our today's video we are going to see how we can design this about screen. So we're going to see how you can design this about the application screen. I'm also going to teach you how you can design this simple about us of the screen. I'm also going to teach you how you can design the theme about us. I'm also going to teach you how you can design a company about us. Okay, so this one you put them when you're writing the about in your application. All right, so without wasting much time, let's go ahead and start designing these user interfaces. Let's begin. We begin by, as you can see, I've already started our application. Okay, this is what we did in the last lecture. So I've already started our application, so I'm going to begin by creating a section for the about screens. So I'll come here to to screens, and then create another screen that we're going to call directory. I'm going to call this one about. Alright, so we're going to begin by designing the about application screen. Okay, so to do that, we'll just simply come here and then come here and say we create another file here, about app screen. So I'll come here and say and then say about app screen dot. Okay, so here I'll go ahead and say stateful and put about app, and then I'll go ahead and import, and then I can remove this key for me, I don't need it. Alright, so after doing that, we're going to put this about app in our in our main chat, or in the main route. So I'll come to our main route, or to our main menu. I'll come here and duplicate this one, and then I come here and I put here about there we go. Then I'm going to get here and put here, okay, about app screen. Right, so after doing that, we're going to go ahead and open this about here, and then when I open here, you should be able to see the about, which is the black color. All right, so let's begin. Now we are going to design this about. Okay, this is what we're going to design right now. So I'll go there because I already have it. Okay, so I'm going to begin by returning a scaffold. Okay, so I'll come here, instead of returning placeholder, I'm going to return by what? A scaffold. Okay, we import the scaffold, and then if we save, everything should be white. Okay, the next thing, we're going to give the background color a gray of 10. So I'll come here and give the background color a gray of 10, like that. Okay, so after doing that, the next thing we're going to go ahead and now start put the app bar. Okay, so let's go ahead and design the app bar. So I'll come here and put app bar. It's going to be an app bar, and then in this app bar, you're going to give the background color of colors.amber. Colors.amber. Do you know amber color? It is like yellow, but it's not yellow. So the background color of the amber, I've made it amber color, as you can see it there. And then we're giving it for 600 as its parameter. Then after, I'm going to go ahead and set the system overlay style. So go ahead and pass here the system overlay style and import this one, and then make the icons to be light. So when I save, the icons should be light like these ones. Okay, then after doing that, the next thing we're going to do, we're going to give it the title, which is going to be about. Okay, so we'll come here to here and then give here a title that's going to be about. Okay, so after putting that, the next thing we're going to do, we're going to give now the icon. Okay, so the icon, it's already there dark, you can leave it if you want. So the icon there, so when someone clicks there, the application should pop. Right, so the next thing we're going to do here, and then pass the menu. Okay, so there you go. Right, so we have our action here. We can have this menu of settings. Okay, so that's it. That's nice and that's beautiful. Alright, so after doing that, now the next thing that we're going to do now is not put the body that's going to have this content. So I'm going to put here body, and then you pass single child scroll view, and then after, in this single child scroll view, we're going to give it a column, a child of a column. Then after, sorry, it's going to have children, and then a height of 10. Alright, so after doing that, we're going to go ahead and give the card. Okay, the card, and then this is the first card that we're going to design here, that we're going to put here. So let's go ahead and put the card, give it a child. So before you give it a child, you can first give it a shape, like we always do, and then make this card to have a background color of white and elevation of 2, and then the layer of. So go ahead and give this card to the card before even putting the other child. Okay, so you can pause the video and look at this parameter that I'm passing here. Okay, then after, the child of this card is going to be a white container. That's going to have a child, and this child is going to be, it's going to be a container that has a child, and then it's going to, let's first give it alignment and padding. So I can first give it alignment and padding, and then the child of this container is going to be what? Is going to be a column, because there are things that are going to be in column. So the child of this container is going to be a column that is going to take children. Okay, so the children that is going to take, it's going to take a row. So this is going to be a row that's going to have our logo and then the name of the application. So it's going to be a row. Okay, and then give it children, and then the first one is going to be a what? Our container that's going to have the logo and the name of our application. So this is going to be our first child here. Okay, so I can pause the video and see. So it's going to be a container and then the logo. So I import this image. Okay, so if I save, I'll have that beautiful thing there. I hope you can see it. Okay, so after putting that on the row, next to that row, I'm now going to put the what? The container 15. Okay, next to that, I'm going to put the container 15, and then I'm going to put a column, because we're going to have the name of the item, I mean the name of the app, and then the description. So I'll go ahead and put the column, and this column is going to have children, Okay, so the first child, before even put your children, let's first put alignment to be sent and start. Okay, so the first child is going to be the style and then the about us. Like this, okay? So it's going to be our first children, okay? So I'll copy this and then come and paste it here. I hope you can see that, okay? So you can see how I've formatted my text. You can also format them in your own way. Then when I save, I'll have that beautiful thing there, okay? Then after, we are going to add now, we are going to add the spacer. So it can always be pushed behind. Right, so this spacer is optional. I can leave it by the way. Alright, so we're going to put now this version, the app version. So I'll come here to the column. I'll come here to after this row. So I'll collapse this row, and then after this row, I'm going to put now the icon of info. Okay, the icon of info, this icon. Okay. Okay, and then after putting the icon of info next to that row, I'm going to put a column, and then I put the information and then the version value. Okay, so I'll go here and put the app version and its respective value. So you can pause the video and see how I've done that. Can you see? It's not so complicated, just text one on top of the other. You see the version, and then the other one is on top of it. So when I save, I'll have that one there. Isn't it? It is nice. Okay, I'll have that one there. All right, so after doing that, I'll go ahead and do the same. So this row, you can as well even design it as a component and keep on calling it. So that row, I'm going to do what? To do the same thing and put the same rows below it. So another is going to be the changing history, and then another one is going to be the license. Okay, so do the same thing. So I can just simply copy this, and then add them there, since they are almost same thing exactly. So I'll come and add that one there. So when I save, I should have only that I have put here the size. I should have that one. So you should be able to achieve that. Okay, you should be able to achieve that. Okay, then after, we're going to make the next card here. So this card is exactly the same thing, but the only difference it is having the word author here. Okay, so I'm going to show you how it is done, and then I'll just copy and paste it there. So it is a card like the way you have the one on top, and it is having a container and then the column like the way just you have on top, and the only difference here, it has a row, and on top it does not have any icon, just have the word author, or the person who created the application. Okay, so you put about the author's name, and also maybe the link of that author. So I can just simply copy that card and add it there, because it is just like the one that you created on top. Likewise to this one, it is like the one like this one, but on this different information. So go ahead and challenge yourself and design those two cards. Okay, they are just simple and straightforward because it is repetition of what I've done on top. But to make something beautiful, you have to really do them. So let me collapse this. Let me collapse this entire card. Let me collapse this entire card, and then paste it them here, and then we'll have those things there. All right, that's it. So that's our first about us screen. So here comes a challenge. So you see, I've just done this beautiful thing like this one here. Now I need to challenge you. I need you to do this simple as it sounds, a simple about us screen, and I also need you, so you can pause the video and take that as a challenge. Since it is a final, we are in a final video, so I'm giving you some of these ones as a challenge to see if you have really learned. So pause the video and design that user interface. If you finish it, you can send it to me to make sure that I check and I comment. So design that user interface. We have the name of application, and then the version of application, and then the date, and then the description. I don't think this one will be hard. We can even discuss it. It will just be a status bar, the app bar, which has the action of this button. And then you have here what? You have here a title of your text that is big in size, and it is having a font weight that is smaller. And this is a column which has an expanded here and then expanded in bottom. And then you have this type of the text which is having the version, and it is in color of gray, and it's having the dark color here. And then the last update, this color of gray, and then it has the dark color here, and then description, and then these terms of service. So I believe you can challenge yourself and do this. You might not be having an idea, but I'm giving you the idea of what you should do. So this is task number 1 for today's video. Do this. Task number 2, do this. Exactly what I've just explained in the previous video, but with a blue background color. So go ahead and do this. You can call us about us blue. Okay, so this is the second challenge that I'm giving you. The third challenge that I'm giving you, do this. Okay, this is a little bit hard, but it's not hard. This is just our team, which has 3 rows, and each row, it is a column that has a picture on top. This picture, I already shared them, and the dark text with the gray text. And time was how many? Times 3. Times 2. Okay, 2 rows, 3 times 3 times 2. Okay, rows times 2, and then the columns times 3. Then after, you have our team, and then you have here the mission. Then give this text that looks like this one, and then put here the address, and then get this image of a Google map, put it there, and then put the remaining address there down. It should be a single child scroll view, and also work on the on the upper bar color. So that is a challenge that I'm giving you. So that is a challenge number 2, to see that in this course, did you really learn something? Then after doing that, I'm also challenging you to do this. Okay, that is already shown you. I'm challenging you to do this one also. It is just like this, the other one that you just done, but this one has a background color with the content. It has a background image with a content on top of it. I've already taught you something like this, so I want you to challenge yourself. You can use stack, or you can use any other thing, but I want you to challenge yourself and do this. Okay, so please, that's another challenge number 3, and no, challenge number 2, and challenge number 3. Now this is challenge number 4. Do this. It is just like the other one that I told you to do at first. However, this one has a red color. So if you finish these ones and you do them exactly as how you wanted, including the chatting systems, then you can say, okay, I'm now a Flutter user interface designer. Okay, so I'll not do them for you because I don't want to feed you everything, but I've taught you at least every concept that can help you achieve this. So that makes it our course, and I don't want you to just stop from there. Please do what I've told you to do for your good, and also for the good of my energy that I've invested in you guys to teach you these things for free. So also show that you appreciate and do those challenges. If you finish them, you can as well contact me and I look at your works. All right, that's it for today. We meet in another series of videos where I'm going to teach you now how you can connect this mobile application with the web application to start making real world projects. Goodbye. So,
Yes, sir.
oli awo goberera
Mm.
okulimbalimba